John Whitby.
Football is the beautiful game, and it's truly the world's game. And for a century or so, the game had an ever-changing churn of clubs having periods of success. The game wasn't totally dominated by money, although, of course, money has always been a factor. But with the inception of the Premier League, quite literally, the game changed. And I'm not being overly critical of the Premier League. It is, after all, it has made the English league the greatest and most watched league in the world. The money that's flooded in from TV rights and sponsorship has led to many of the world's greatest players plying their trade in this country, which only adds to the global appeal. But the money, vast as it is nearly all in the Premier League. The gulf between the bottom of the Premier League and the top of the Championship is enormous. The prize money for coming last in the Premier League is 4 times greater than the prize money for the winners of the Championship, and that's before the 80 million plus that each Premier League club gets from TV rights. This makes the desperation to reach the top flight even greater than ever, because promotion doesn't just mean competing with the best teams. It now represents financial security. And one of a number of clubs who have fallen foul of too much risk and overstretching themselves in order to reach the promised land of the Premier League is my beloved Derby County FC. One of the founder members of the Football League, champions of England twice, FA Cup winners, European Cup semi-finalists. But sadly, having failed in the Championship playoffs 4 times in 6 years, Derby couldn't quite take that final step to financial security, and therefore their unusual take on amortisation and their questionable way of making money out of their own stadium became much bigger problems. It was the Premier League or bust, and for Derby it was very nearly bust. Derby went into administration, which in itself cost the club about 3 million just for the administrators. So despite the club's proud history and despite the club's remarkable fan base, with home gates averaging over 28,000, Derby County almost ceased to exist as a result of financial issues, with the club, according to the current owner David Clowes, being just 1 week away from going out of business. So I imagine that most Derby supporters would say that the creation of an independent football regulator would be a good idea. And the concept of a regulator comes from the people that make football what it is, the fans. This is, after all, a recommendation from the fan-led review.
Indeed.
The objectives of the IFR are sound: to protect and promote financial stability, protect and promote financial resilience, and safeguard our football heritage. Under the bill, each club will have to submit regular financial plans and regularly consult with fans. Clubs will also have to demonstrate that they have the resources to sustain operations and show that they have the systems in place to manage financial risk. These measures will help ensure the risks taken by Derby County cannot be taken again. I welcome clause 46 of the bill, which will require clubs to get approval from the IFR before selling their home grounds or using them as security for a loan. Clause 45 will prevent another European Super League debacle that had no consultation and no real competition, just a licence to print money at the expense of the integrity of the English game. Cardiff fans will no doubt be pleased to see clause 49 that will prevent a change of team colours. Madam Deputy Speaker, while I strongly support this bill, I also want to raise an issue brought to my attention by one of my constituents, former Arsenal and Leeds goalkeeper John Lukic. He has highlighted the growing number of ex-players, as has been mentioned today already, suffering from CTE, a form of dementia caused by repeated heading of the ball. I'm very encouraged to hear that the Secretary of State will meet with the Football Families for Justice. Football can and should do more to look after its former players. Madam Deputy Speaker, English football has been such a success, bringing joy and occasional pain to so many. I don't want another mass march to save Derby County. I don't want another 21-point deduction. Everyone wants their team to be successful, but more than that, everyone wants their team to exist. I urge everyone to support them.
Tom Morrison.